In this video, you're going to be shown how to write the second paragraph of your persuasive essay. Now, you will need to have your persuasive essay outline out with you, and we're going to complete that throughout this video. Now, the first thing you're going to include in your paragraph, and what you're going to be including in your paragraph, is actually your first main point from your first paragraph. So if you take a look at my first paragraph, I start out with my thesis statement. I have a transition sentence, and then after that I want to say the first chocolate and caramel combination is wonderful. So in my second paragraph, I'm going to talk about my chocolate and caramel combination in much greater detail. So from my outline, I have chocolate and caramel, so that's going to be my point I'm going to talk about in my second paragraph. So the first thing you will need to do in your outline, you need to write your transition sentence. Now the transition sentence is including, for example, the first reason. You want to have some type of transition statement there. And I'm going to repeat my thesis statement. First reason why Snickers is the most delicious candy bar in the world. I have that. And then I'm going to include my first main point, okay, is because of the chocolate and caramel. Now, I want you to write your transition sentence down, and when you're finished with that, we can take a look at the three main points. So write your transition sentence and pause the video now. Okay, now after you've written your transition sentence, you need to think of three main points that will convince your reader, for example, why the chocolate and caramel is the best. Okay, you're not going to just talk about how it's made or where it comes from. You're convincing your reader. You're trying to persuade them. So I'm going to think of three main points on why I like the chocolate and caramel. First of all, I'm just going to write it briefly in my outline. Bursting with flavor and melts in your mouth. Caramel is smooth and creamy. And caramel and chocolate combination are the three things that I really like about the chocolate and caramel. Now what I want you to do is I want you to write three main points that will convince your reader about your first main point in that first paragraph. These are supporting details that go along with that first main point. So I want you to do this right now and pause the video now. Okay, now that you've done that, I'm going to show you how to go from this outline, and we will be doing this in class, how to go from the outline to the written portion of that second paragraph. Okay, pretty easy if you take a look at this. We start with the first reason. The transition sentence is going to be copied down right away. Okay, then after that I talk about bursting with flavor and melts in your mouth in my outline, and then I go into it a little bit deeper. The chocolate is bursting with flavor and melts in your mouth. Not too much deeper, but I make it into a sentence. And then in my outline, the caramel is smooth and creamy, and I have the caramel is smooth and creamy and has the perfect amount of flavor. So I do add a little bit more information there. And then finally, in my outline, I have caramel and chocolate combination. And then I have when both the caramel and chocolate hit your mouth at the same time, it always provides a wonderful experience. Okay, so this is what your second paragraph is going to look like. You will include your first main point. Okay, you're going to talk about a little bit deeper in that second paragraph. So a couple things that will go in this second paragraph that we'll be writing today in writing class. First of all, your transition sentence, and then three main points that talk about that first main point. So this concludes the video on writing the second paragraph of a persuasive essay. If you have any questions about this concept, please come and see me.